Hello everyone, and welcome back to our HTML series. So far we've covered the basic structure of an HTML page. We've looked at text formatting. Today we're going to be covering a very important topic within HTML, that is HTML lists and table. Where would you use a list and a table to structure your content and make it more structured and much more professionally looking? So let's dive right in. We're first going to start with lists. There's three types of lists within the HTML formatting. The first one would be an ordered list. That's a list that comes default with numbers, but I'll show you how that works. Second is an unordered list. That works great if you've got bullet points that you want to list. And thirdly, a descriptive list. And a descriptive list is very good for glossaries or think of a definition. I'll show you all of these lists, how they work. Let's dive right in. I'm going to open my HTML page that we've been working on since the last video, and then we're just going to continue building code on top of that. As you can see, this is where we last left off. So we're going to start by adding a ordered list. So I'm going to go back to my code editor, and within the body of our HTML page, that's where I will add my ordered list. So the ordered list make use of two tags. The main tag is an OD tag. That is the ordered list tag. But inside the OD tag, you then need to put your list items, and your list items need to sit within the LI tag, right? As I'm doing here on the code. But now I will just put in a few list items and then show you how it displays on our page. So I've put 3 list items. When I save this and go back to my page, to my HTML page, I'm expecting to see a list of 3 items that I've listed in a structured manner in numbers 1 to 3. And there we go. So it's wake up, brush my teeth, have breakfast. That would be a list of something that you would do on a daily basis. Let's now remember our previous lesson where we made use of a HR tag just to create a separation between our content. I'm also gonna use the same HR tag here just to make sure that this list is now structured differently away from the paragraph. Next up then, so that's how really ordered lists work. So next up I will look at doing an unordered list and show you the difference, how it works or how it looks. So I'll use my HR tag as well, just to make sure that I separate the ordered list from my unordered list. And the unordered list, you make use of the UL tag, as you can see on my code. And then inside that unordered list, I would need to still put a list item and wrap it under the LI tag. So I'll just go ahead and bring in a list that I've created already of unordered items. So think of this as now list items for lunch ideas or snack ideas. As I have it here, I've got apples, bananas, oranges. I mean, the list could be endless depending on whatever you're trying to structure based on your content. And let's just see how it shows. So if you can see on the code, it shows as bullet points. You can customize this much later on. We'll show you that on a separate series using CSS. So you can customize the bullet points, you can make them disappear, you can change color and do all sorts of things. Same with the ordered list. You can also customize and remove the numbers if you wish to do so. So another example of where you would use list items would be your menu or navigation bar. So I'll go ahead and do this on a different section. And in this instance, I'm going to use an unordered list and just have the home, about, services, contact. So I'm doing this just to introduce how lists can then be used to link different pages. If you want to navigate from the home page to an about us page or home page to the contact us page, you would use an unaudited list as a navigation bar. I'll save this, come back here, and let's see how it shows. So it's currently showing like that. Let's use an HR tag just to separate my list. So I'll put my HR tag there and separate my list just like that. So in the next video you'll see how then to navigate in between two pages from a list or using a list. The third and last HTML list type I want to show is a description list. But before I do that, what I want to do is just structure this HTML page a little bit better by moving the navigation bar a bit further up, because we will use this now as our navigation between the pages. You're gonna see that when we're doing it on the next video. And because we've also learned about headings and subheadings in our previous video, it's best we now start to sort of structure our content a little bit better by making sure that we label each and every section accordingly. So I will label this section as a morning routine. This is my first ordered list, and then I will label the next list. I will label this as, let's name it shopping list, and let's save. Let's see how this now looks. Yeah, so you can see my navigation is somewhere there at the top. Don't worry about how it looks now. We will customize it and make it look a lot nicer in where it's at. And then we have here the first list is morning routine, the second list is a shopping list. We're gonna go ahead, since we are just ordering our page a lot better, gonna go ahead and give this a heading as well and say paragraphs. Save, refresh, and I will then remove this horizontal tag and let's say refresh. So all my paragraphs are in one section, my ordered lists are in one section, my unordered lists are in another section. And the last type of list I want to do or show you is a description list. So for the description list, let us name our description list as glossary, because it's going to be sort of explaining what our abbreviation or list is, right? So let's come back here. What I want to mention about description list is they are sort of nested inside the DL tag. So the DL tag, the opening and closing DL tags would contain our description list, and inside that you would get your DT tag that would be text that you are explaining in the following line, and that will be followed by the DD tag, which then explains what that abbreviation or that grocery stands for. So I'll just go ahead and copy this for the sake of time and then just add it here. So here I've got an HTML, CSS, an API. Let me just save it and show you how it looks on our page. There's our grocery list with HTML, CSS, APIs, and what those abbreviation stands for. So next up then, I wanna show the last part of this video, which is tables and how tables work. So tables, what we need to know about HTML tables is they are nested, or they sit inside the TR tag. So tables sit inside a table tag, and within the table tag you would then need to have a table row, and in the table row then you first have table headings that will define a column, and then inside that you would put in your table data. And let's show you how that works by making use of table tags. Before I do that, I'm gonna put it under a heading as well. So I'll just copy that and paste it here, and let me say, what am I going to call this table of mine? We'll call this table membership table. So as you can see, it's got the opening table tag, inside that it's got a table row, and the table row has a table heading, or each column has a table heading, and in this case I've got 3 columns, and then I will have also 3 rows. Let's see how this now looks, because what I have here is a table heading. For example, I've got a name, I've got age and gender. So let's see how this now looks on our HTML page. If I refresh this, there it comes, membership table. It's got name, age and gender. Doesn't really look very pretty, but obviously we're gonna make the entire page look a lot more appealing using CSS, and for now we're just doing the HTML basics. So if I want to now add something else now onto this table, let's say on the table heading I want to then say membership status, since this is a membership table status. So I'll put status as a table heading first, and then another table row will then have the status of the member. So then it will be active, and then I will put in active. So let's add, or let's put not active. So let's say now I want to, let's refresh this first. So now it's showing the status as active and non-active. If I want to add another column as well to this, so let's say now I want to add, let's add another name to our table. So on the second table row I will add another person's name to this table. So I'll just copy this and paste. Let's now say female, active, save, refresh. So it's just went and added another table row. If I want to add another column, I can do that by within my row. Let's start with the first row, which has the table header. Let me put a header there. Let's say location, for example, location, and then I will put, so the first member, let's say this member is in Cape Town. The second member, let them be in Durban. The other member, let them be in Polokwane, for example, and save. I come back here, refresh, I should have a location column. So just to make this table of ours look a little bit more neater, I'm just gonna implement a border. So I'll come inside my first opening table tag, and I will just type the border, and then it will say equal to, I would need to put a number, so I can say equal to 1. Control save. Let's see how this now makes our table look. So our table looks a little bit more neater now, with lines and a bit more structure, but of course we will make it look a lot more beautiful, a lot more appealing using CSS. And that's where we want to end it on today. Just a quick recap: we've covered ordered list, unordered list, description list, and tables using HTML. So in the next video we'll show you how to navigate in between pages, and we'll also show you how to add images and links. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, share it with your friends, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you very much. Until next time, cheers.